Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
A big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. I gotta get right down to it. You know what I'm saying? As you already know, man, we got multiple points I need to hit. It's not gonna be an extremely long live, but we're gonna talk about what it is. All right. Per the description, Bill Haney protesting O return. You know, he's protesting that O. Devin Haney's O. He's protesting that. Devin won't fight until he gives some type of information on the current state of affairs on the positive A and B sample and what is going to happen to Ryan Garcia, or you know what's going to happen to Devin's, who is his son, his fighter, who he's training. What's going to happen with that record? Is it going to stay 31-1, or is it going to go back to 31-0? That's the big deal here. And then Matchroom is a purse bid. Matchroom purse bid no show, y'all. How does that happen? Just based off one fight, how does that happen? Matchroom say, yo, nobody's paying for that fight. He's not going to fight that fight. No one wants to see it. And they didn't bid on it. Top Rank ended up winning. We're going to talk about that. So, if you don't know, Mike Carpenter released, Bill Haney tells ESPN he's not taking part in negotiations for any fight until Garcia's doping case is adjudicated and Haney's record is accordingly adjusted. With that said, it kind of clashes. It kind of clashes hard in a head-on collision with no one wanting to buy Devin Haney's fight for Sandor Martin. And it's partly based off the intertwined confusion and distortion that happened in his fight with Ryan Garcia. Yes, Ryan Garcia popped dirty. Yes, we're waiting. I keep hearing people talk about he's been cleared because of, the WBC said his supplements was contaminated and so forth. But due to how that fight played out for Devin Haney, is pretty much sticking to him for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? You want the stuff to stick to you. You want that to be positivity. You want that to be something that's going to help your brand out. Something that's going to accelerate you, to the next fight. But this is sticking to him in a bad way because they're saying, regardless of what Ryan Garcia was on, he still beat you up bad. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people are saying. But when it comes down to it, it's kind of affecting his next fight. You think about it, like Devin Haney would have beat Ryan Garcia. They wouldn't be tripping the way they are about him fighting Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin stepped in there with Teofimo Lopez when he had his second or third fight at 140. So Sandor Martin was good to fight Teofimo Lopez, but now he's supposed to be scheduled or in talks to fight Devin Haney, and Matchroom said no. We're gonna slide on this. We don't care what you're talking about. We're not paying for that. And look, it's a lot that's going on. We're gonna get to that. It's a lot that's going on as to why Matchroom was MIA. Missing in action, man. Let's get down to this article right quick. But before that, let's see what Mike Carpenter had to put out there. It said Top Rank won the rights to Devin Haney, Sandor Martin, WBC Junior Welterweight title purse bid today with $2,420,000. Sources told ESPN remains to be seen if Haney will proceed with the fight or vacate. His WBC title wasn't on the line against Ryan Garcia. That's incredible. Let me take that down. And let's get to this article right quick with BoxingScene.com. Shout out to BoxingScene.com. Let's scurry through this a little bit, all right? Devin Haney comeback fight from Ryan Garcia loss was intriguing enough for Top Rank on Tuesday to make the $2.42 million. The $2.42 million bid to stage Haney's mandatory WBC super lightweight title defense against Spain's Sandor Martin. Now it's just a matter if Haney wants to fight. It says right here, in social media comments on X, the former undisputed lightweight champion coming off a 3 knockdown defeat at the hands of performance-enhancing drug positive Garcia on April 20th indicated he's not pleased with the winning bid. Devin said he would have bid on that himself if he would have knew it was going that low. It goes on to say, wow, Matchroom. This was Devin said on X. Wow, Matchroom, nasty work. Said on X, reference to one of his former promoters who went silent during the purse bid. I should have bid myself. According to the WBC purse split rules, Haney would receive just over $1.5 million for the bout and can petition for more given his position of popularity, while Martin would earn more than $600,000. Haney also said, I had all the belts already, in a reply to a post by ESPN boxer writer Mike Carpenter. Top Rank chairman Bob Arum said he was pleased to secure that bout, given the likely interest in how Haney, 25, will perform following the battering he took from Garcia at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. It says Haney's loss may get changed to a no contest when the New York State Athletic Commission convenes by the end of the week to determine Garcia's discipline for 2 positive pre-fight tests for banned substance enhancing test for the banned performance enhancing substance ostarine. Now, let me chime in on this. Why is it taking so long for the seconds to tick to minutes, the minutes to hours, and the hours to days for the New York State Athletic Commission to get this underway? To bring the part of their conclusion and make it public. You know what I'm saying? What's taking them so long? Why is it taking them so long to render a decision on this? Seriously, why is it taking them so long, man? I've never experienced a test findings like this. It's so obvious with so much evidence. You know what I'm saying? So much evidence. And they seem to be dragging their feet, or they have to wait for a certain amount of people to return from their summer vacation. I'm not sure. The article goes on to say it's an attractive fight. That's why we put the bid in, Aaron said. You don't bid unless you believe you're putting the fight on. It's not likely Haney got a lot of titles if he chooses to walk away from this one. Let me read that again. You don't bid unless you believe you'll be putting the fight on. It's not like Haney's got a lot of titles if he chooses to walk away from this one. Haney could also choose to retain his belt by extending a step-aside offer to Martin, but that would require at least $300,000. One boxing official involved in the deal told Boxing Scene. Haney and his father trainer Bill Haney did not immediately respond to the messages left for them. Matchroom Eddie Hearn said recently he doesn't expect Haney to keep the WBC belt he won by defeating former 140-pound champion Regis Prograis. The WBC is going to become vacant, and Sandor Martin versus someone will take place, Hearn told video reporter Sean Zidle. 100% he's not going to fight Sandor Martin. Who's going to pay for that? Once again, Eddie Hearn said, who's going to pay for that? Hearns predicted that Martin will want to fight for the world title. Unless Devin boxes that off quickly. You've got to take a tiny payday for that. And I don't think Devin's all about that. Top-ranked Vice President Carl Moretti said he wasn't ready to project when Haney Martin would take place. Haney has to sign the contract first, Moretti said by text message. So that's where we at pending at this point in time via BoxingScene.com. That's where we at right now, people. This has turned into a online dilemma. We have Bill Haney, who has every right to protest the situation is going on with Ryan Garcia because he did pop dirty, but yet it is becoming a long drawn out ending. You know what I'm saying? With them announcing, it seems like it's taking too long with all the evidence that's out there, unless it's something that we don't know, unless it's some evidence that Ryan Garcia presented and they feel like it's valid, it's admissible. And you never know with these people. You don't know if the money being passed around. You don't know what's going on. But Bill Haney tells ESPN he's not taking part in any negotiations for any fight until Garcia's doping case is adjudicated. And Haney's record is accordingly adjusted. Accordingly adjusted mean Bill Haney would push or request that his son's last fight, which was Ryan Garcia, be made a no contest or his old return, whatever the case may be. I mean, it'll be a no contest period. You know, no contest, his old is going to return anyway. But I doubt they're going to give him the victory. But, I mean, that makes sense. He has to advocate for his son, man. Dan Raphael put out breaking. Top Rank was the lone bidder for Devin Haney's WBC 140 mandatory defense versus Sandor Martin. Purse bid 2.4 goes to WBC to hold as bonus for the winner. Remaining 90% is 70-30 in Haney's favor. Per Top Rank, plan is to put on fight in early fall. That sounds good, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now, this what makes it interesting. Mario Barrios has now been officially upgraded from interim to full WBC welterweight world champion after Terrence Crawford was made champion in recess. Okay, if I didn't screenshot it because I didn't want to stir it in all this information, but Devin Haney said Mauricio as to say that is he giving off vibes that he would like to step up to 147 and fight Mario Barrios for the WBC championship? I mean, he is the current reigning defending WBC champion. And also, Mario Barrios is definitely going to be looking for a dance partner now that he's been elevated. Or, you have mail. You have mail. You have mail. Ding! You have mail. El Azteca. Mario Barrios. You have mail. So, Barrios is elevated. And, I don't feel no type of way about Terrence, coming off another belt because he did what he had to do, man. 2-time undisputed. Yeah, he's going to come off the belts because he's about to step in there August. You know what I'm saying? It's recorded. It's on record. So that's over with. It doesn't matter who gets elevated to what. Norman to be next. So you'll have, Mario Barrios, Ennis, Norman, and then whatever happened with the the WBA soon. I mean, it is going to be what it is. But if Devin Haney selects to go up there and fight Mario Barrios instead of Sandor Martin, that's definitely a better fight. Definitely. That's definitely a better fight. It's definitely a good return fight for Haney. And Mario Barrios is not an easy opponent for Haney to go up there and make his debut at the welterweight division. But he did respond on X to basically, beckon the attention of Mauricio Suleiman and say, hey, I would definitely kind of like that fight with Mario Barrios since he's now been elevated from interim to full. I get it. But let's get back to this guy right here. Ryan Garcia is the cause of a lot of this, man, because as you all know and witness, he's been making his rounds in boxing with heavy security. And, it seems like he hasn't given a damn or even care about what's going to be rendered this week. He hasn't spoken on it too much at all. I haven't heard all these YTC, road runners. I haven't seen them out there asking Ryan a tough question. It's almost like they don't care either. Seriously, it's almost like they don't care either. They say, okay, yeah, it's out there, whatever. But deep down inside, a lot of these road runners, right? They don't want to say anything because they don't want to feel the wrath from Bill Haney. A lot of these cats that support Devin, they really don't want to give you true media because they had already, pulled back the sheets and they was in bed to support Devin. But the reason why they're not speaking on it, in my opinion, is that they look at it like a lot of other people that he knocked down, Devin 3 times and pretty much dominated the back end of the fight. Now, I'm just giving my assessment. Opinion. Don't take the narrative as freaking truth. I'm just saying, like, that's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. People look at the picture that you see of Devin Haney's swollen jaws, and they saying to themselves, man, you should have had defense, better defense. You should have had a better strategy. You shouldn't have went in there and try to go mano and mano. I just been hearing so many things on how Devin should have fought Ryan Garcia, but Ryan has been outside, y'all. Ryan has been outside. He hasn't been in conclusion like that other guy in Texas. Like Arrow was out of sight, out of mind, man. He wouldn't even come out and deal with any type of interaction with boxing until Frank Martin fought. Yeah, he dipped into Vegas and dipped out. Then he came up here. Ryan Garcia has been out ever since his fight. The very next fight with Canelo and Hunter McGill, Ryan Garcia was out there. And that's the only time I really heard him be as detailed as he was about the situation. But yet the A and B sample did come back positive. It did return positive for Ostarine. And he went through his process of hair and nail, and then he went through a process of submitting, I guess, the samples of supplements that he had that came back positive for contamination. Now, since then, Neutral, the company that supposedly that's a part of the supplement he had, they've been putting out videos here and there, pretty much speaking on their own behalf and saying, okay, it's up to me. So they've been out here doing damage control and letting people know that none of their supplements, including that lot number, was contaminated. You feel me? And that's rightfully so. They should go out here and talk to the people. Rightfully so. But that's where we at with Ryan. He's still out here saying I'm blessed, highly favored. He ain't giving a damn about any of this results is coming back. He really has shown that he don't care. You know what I'm saying? He haven't really been tripping on it. It's gonna get interesting at the end of the week because I hear a lot of people, putting their input in about, Devin's record should change back. It should stay the same. Either way it goes, if it's changed back, Devin still won. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he can get a punishment. And, people saying everything. I'll be on Facebook listening to the group chats. I'll be listening to some of these people talk. And this is a strange, unique case that's going to be spoken on a good long time because you have a fighter who tested positive, but yet you have the performance of the fighter and how he delegated and executed the game plan. And that's what people are non-caring about. You know what I'm saying? They're up here viliping the performance and saying, you know what? I don't care too much about him testing positive. Even though it was dirty, he still dominated the fight. He still came to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going off what other people are saying. To me, he had the better skill set. He had the better plan, and he beat him. Let me get to the chat right quick. Mr. International, Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute. Salute the mic on deck. Stickin' Boys Fishing and Boy Sports on deck. Salute WCS. Salute chat fam. Bud gonna stop Canelo on deck. I guess Haney gonna retire because they not removing that loss. They already said it. Even if he gets suspended. Where you hear that at? Where you hear that? They already said it. Who is Day? Look. If y'all put some information in the chat that I don't have, I appreciate it. But please be a bit more detailed. I don't know whose day is. Let me know so I can speak on it, so I can do my research. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Who is Day? I would like to know who Day is. Shout out to my guy Haynes Legacy in the building, man. Hope all is well with you and the fam, especially your situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Wish you nothing but the best, big dog. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to Mike on deck. Salute to you. Shout out to Toby Bartlett. Salute W says the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global, no doubt. Salute to you. Mr. International is in the building. What's good with it, Toby? I think a lot of people are going to be surprised when they keep Devin's L on this record. Look at Alicia Baumgartner. She popped for two banned substance. They ended her reversing. They ended of reversing the decision. I've been wondering if the zone told Eddie not to bid because they want more exciting fights than. Well, the zone is or Matchroom, but the zone is what it is. You can't say Devin's still not a top name out here. He just has to go through some recovery period. I don't know how many weeks it's gonna take, but he has to go through a recovery process, man. Where this damage has to um you know absolve. It's absorbing very, very slow right now, man. He want this shit to evaporate, but it's absorbing very, very slowly. It's not going away. Yeah, people talking about Frank being knocked out, but yet they know this is looming. This decision is looming, and Ryan Garcia has been in the media for making comments on Caleb Plant's, wife. They're not even really talking about this Ostarine stuff no more. It's crazy, bro. But yeah, Mike, you're right, man. Alicia Baumgartner did have that situation for real. They're gonna keep the same man. Haney versus Zito, whatever. Goddamn, Haney versus Martin. They say they ain't trying to see that fight. Zytel, Zito, boy, Haney legacy. Let me see. PM on deck, man. What's good? What's good? They're not gonna change the record. I mean, hey, I don't know what you're saying. They're not gonna change the record, bro. I mean, I'm just speaking on the situation. I'm not advocating for anything. You know what I'm saying? It's up to them on what they do. You know what I'm saying? It's up to them on what they do with that. That's boxing. Boxing has all these freaking alleyways and stuff for people to circumvent situations and make it seem like boxing really truly don't care at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it gets a little crazy at the end of the day, man. Shout out to Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more, man. The OG is in the building. What's good with it, Bruce? I see you. My take on this. I'm patient. I'm just gonna see how the process um announces the results, so to speak. What are they determining? You know what I'm saying? What is taking so long? Why are they deliberating so long, man? This is so much evidence out there. And look, I always told people, I said, hey, you're gonna be disappointed in the results. Let's just use Alicia Baumgartner. Alicia Baumgartner, yeah, she wasn't stripped of her titles. Yeah, she had two freaking findings. Ryan Garcia had Ostarine. I mean, Ostarine is not considered EPL, a GW, or any type of anabolic type shit, but still, he tested dirty for a banned substance. But people, that's under. No, let me see. I would say the ones that's lacking the education on Ostarine, because a lot of people wasn't even paying attention to no Ostarine before Garcia tested positive. But I think it's to a point where they don't see it as being so effective that it could have gave him an enhancement or an edge to go in there and put his skills on display the way he did against Haney. You know what I'm saying? To be so dominant and for it to be so lopsided. They just not looking at Ostarine as that and that supplement is going to give him that power, man. I'm telling you, they looking at this like, no, 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 no. Osterine couldn't have did all that. You still got defense. You still have the fundamentals of boxing. You still, have the technique. Osterine did not give him that. That they have people that are visual learners today. A lot of stuff is visual based on social media. They saw the fight. They saw how it played out. Yes, they read and heard, what happened with the findings and stuff, but yet they still keep going back to say, hey, it is what it is, man. Devin lost the fight because, Ryan did this, this, and this. What did that have to do with enhancement? That's all I'm saying. I'm telling you what I've been hearing. That's all. Yeah, the New York Boxing Commission. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So Bud Gunstock Canelo said that. Okay, so something contradicting in the article. They said the New York State Athletic Commission is supposed to return a result this week. So you're telling me, based off everywhere I've looked, I haven't heard any commission come back with a final yet. But based off what they said in boxingscene.com, they put it off like an answer is supposed to be rendered. A decision is supposed to be rendered this week on Ryan Garcia's findings. So if they have somehow, like per what you saying, they have came back, why is Bill Haney saying he's not going to negotiate any fight until something is adjudicated with his son's, freaking record? If they came back the way you said and they're not going to do anything and it's going to stay the same, why would Bill Haney be out here saying that he's waiting on his sons? He said right there, he said he's not taking part in any negotiation for any fight until Garcia's doping case is adjudicated. So something's not jiving with the return information from the New York State Athletic Commission. I don't. I want the doping case is adjudicated and Haney's record is accordingly adjusted. I haven't read any article out here that's saying that that decision has been rendered yet. That's what I mean, bro. No one even cares. It's better for them if they keep Ryan with the W. He sells and he is more of a draw. Don't get me wrong. He will be suspended, but at that point, it won't matter. I get it. I get where you at with it. You know what I'm saying? I get the Ryan is the bigger draw. I get all that. But I really don't want to lecture the fair game. You know what I'm saying? The fairness of the game. And I can't do that. I can't say in all fairness and in all fairness. I can't do that because this is boxing. And if it's all fairness, this wouldn't be taking so long. I mean, I know an investigation had to happen and all that. And they said on the 22nd of May, they supposed to have came back, and made an announcement. It wasn't no announcement. Now all of a sudden, you know, this week they supposed to make the announcement. You know what I'm saying? We already on Wednesday, right? We about to head on to Wednesday. So they're gonna what? They're gonna make this Friday or whatever. We appreciate you always reading our comments. That's love, bro. For sure, for sure, for sure. Appreciate you providing some clarification. I can tell you Osterine won't help you win a fight. I took Osterine before, and it's one of the weakest enhancements you can take. It was a waste of time. That's why I feel it was definitely tainted. Well, he said his ashwagandha was pretty much contaminated. So, he's taking ashwagandha, which no one really truly knows what that is unless you're in the fitness community. And then combine that with Osterine. Yes. I'm feeling the same way. I'm feeling the way that, which Mike has said, that no one is really putting this on a pedestal. They're not treating it even as an anabolic because it's not. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give this much interest when Jarrell Miller popped for EPO and GW. Like those are really two strong performance enhancing drugs. And he popped 30 for something else. So this is nowhere close. Ostarine is nowhere close to what he popped 30 for. So as I'm reading all these comments out here, listening to these chat groups, it's a lot of people that just don't care to know about it because they don't find it serious enough that okay. What another thing they keep on mentioning is okay, there's no way Ryan Garcia had to get all juiced up for Devin because he don't have any power. I get where they coming from, man. You know what I'm saying? I get where they at with it. I get what they keep saying. He didn't have enough power for Ryan to even, get all juiced up to go in there and win. He could have did it based off skill set alone. I get it, man. But his father, Bill Haney, saying he ain't negotiating nothing. And it's gonna be very interesting. You know what I'm saying? If that one stays on Devin Haney's record, wow. Ooh, it's gonna be some mad Haney fans. It's gonna be some mad Haney fans out this ball. Shout out to the Queen Jessica is in the building. I see you. Salute. What's good with you? They making a decision on his suspension and a fine, but not the record. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, that's just bad. That's just bad, man. Seriously? Oh my God. Appreciate the info though. Dang. I ain't gonna lie. I don't just read about boxing. I'm reading about a BJJ match that's about to go down between Mike Mechie and Demetrius Johnson. So I've been paying attention to that stuff too. So I appreciate y'all, clarifying, dropping the clarification in there. But that's wild. That's wild. They just talking about the suspension, huh? Wow. Damn, so the record is gonna possibly potentially stay as it is. Oh, that's nasty, man. That's nasty. I ain't gonna lie, that's nasty. I mean, if you know this, then maybe you should goddamn drop that info in Bill Haney's DM, and so he can stop putting tweets out there to my he ain't gonna do nothing till his son's record is adjudicated. I mean, if for what you're saying, based off your statement, they're just deliberating to come up with a conclusion as to the length of suspension and the fine and the amount of the fine. Oh, that's just nasty, man. That's just like, oh man, we ain't worried about your record, man. We just wanna, hey, we're gonna suspend you for 90 days, Ryan. You're a good guy. You a good guy, Ryan. We're gonna suspend you for 90 days. Okay? With good time served, you only have to do about 20. Okay? You're a good guy. We like you. You know how the saying goes, W says, it's all good until it happens to you or someone close to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. It's really simple. If you have a banned substance in your system, your W should be stripped. But look at what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Look at what you're saying. You're saying that based off some type of core values and honor systems, morals, and principles. This is boxing, brother. And I'm not, reading your statement and just diluting it. I'm saying that it gets lost in traffic when it comes to boxing and what should happen, what could happen. This is boxing. You have so many individuals they don't think alike when it comes to boxing. There's no uniformity when you holding the sport accountable. You can't hold something accountable if it's not a complete organization. Boxing is a sport that's connected to a system. Everybody internally to the system operates differently. So you're going to have certain people that look at this and then they say, oh, no, we don't think we should do something. Then other may look at it and say, no, we should give a severe punishment for this. There's no uniformity. And they're not trying to clean up anything with boxing. They don't care about it. It's been boxers that do way worse than Ostarine. Believe this. Way worse than Ostarine, man. It's just it's extremely funny how the traction or I'll remove I'll retract that. I would say the popularity of Devin Haney prior to going Ryan Garcia. People wasn't sitting up here, jumping up for joy, tapping their heels together and saying, Devin, Devin, I was hoping Devin go in there and beat Garcia. But there was a lot of people going from Ryan Garcia because he was a much more likable dude. He does give off that image that he's a prima donna. And people don't really hold him accountable for prima donna because they say, oh, he's young, he's learning, he's growing, he's maturing. Leave him alone. Let him just live. He has so much on this. You know what I'm saying? They was giving up this goddamn excuse. They wanted to give Ryan a lollipop. Here, take a sucker, a lollipop. Man, God, you know what I'm saying? They think Ryan is still growing up, like he's the goofy dude. But Ryan's trying his best, right, to prove to the people that he's a bad boy now. Seriously, that's what Ryan's doing, bro. And unfortunately for Devin, he's on the bad end of it all because he wasn't as popular as Ryan. His personality is not something that clicks and gains the attention of the fan bases. Ryan has a larger fan base and a much more a higher barometer of popularity. So yes, this does seem like they're kind of smoothing this over a little bit and taking their time. But if they just coming back with a suspension and it's not anything dealing with the record, we'll see by the end of the week, bro. You better be right. Bug on stock with me, man. You better be right about that, dog. No matter the amount of factually Oscarine wouldn't have enhanced his performance if ingested the day before and the day of fight. The commission knows that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But see, look, the commission can know whatever they want to know, right? But at the end of the day, they have a list of banned substance and rules and policies they have to enforce. So therefore, when it comes to this, though they may say what you're talking about, they may get together and say, you know what, come on, Al, Al, come on, man. Bobby, you know it doesn't have any effect. I know. No. What about you, Johnny? Yeah, same here. But we got to do something. We just can't do nothing. We can't just do nothing. They're going to be outside protesting. They got to come back with something, man. Look, I'm going to tell you, in any situation you get put into, let's just say, for example, right? You get into boxing, you start off with boxing, and you want to come in here and perform well and be the example, and really impress people that's working around you. And you start to see things and see things. Initially, when you come on, you want to be AJ squared away. You want to be on tap, par, punctual. You want to check the boxes, all that, right? But yet, the longer you work in boxing, you become desensitized, man. You start seeing shit that you were frowned upon initially. You say, oh man, I seen that shit before, man. I got 15 years in the game, man. He took what? I said, man, please. That ain't gonna do shit, bro. That ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing, man. How would he want to talk about the anabolics then? That's a whole different story. But man, we've had way worse. You get desensitized. Initially, when the people came in, they was all gung ho and everything, but they put them years in and started seeing things that they thought they was gonna render a stiff punishment, and it was light. Nah, bro. Yeah, drop that in Bill Haney's DM, man. So say, hey, Bill, it's no need for you to put out any more tweaks talking about you want to see your son's record, because I put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Let them know. Hey, I put it out there that they only gonna come back with a decision that don't have nothing to do with your son's record, man. I'm just putting it out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it don't mess up your evening. I hope you rest well. But it's just basically talking about how long they're gonna suspend him. I know for a fact WBC came back and they was talking about, yeah, it was contaminated. Real talk, man. It's the fact that it's a banned substance, but people are worried about the amount in his. What's wild to me is banned for a reason. Speaking on it from both sides, right? You have a valid point about, yes, it's a banned substance. But this is what I go back to about knowledge. You have to educate yourself on everything. Let's just say, for example, just for example, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know what what it means to say the amount and how everyone's body is different. How much of effect truly did it have when a lot of these supplements, you have to take them for a certain period of time for you to see the benefit of that supplement. What was said in his chat earlier was that, okay, I mean, Bug and Stop Canelo had mentioned that, yeah, it wasn't enough for him if he took it the day before and on. It wasn't enough to do anything. It wasn't enough. But yet, Jessica's point is, hey, it's a banned substance for a reason. You're right. It is a banned substance. But when it comes to the medical findings, right? Per the investigation and everything else, they look at it like, okay, is it quantitative? No, this is not something that's quantitative. They're not looking at it like, well, he had this amount of picograms in his system. But this is what it's turning out to be. If you got some very experienced, knowledgeable people at the table, they're going to look at it like, yeah, it may not be quantitative, but come on, guys. You know, if he took it the day before and on the day of the fight, man, come on. It's not going to do anything. Rick, you know this already. Yeah, I do. I do, John. I do, John. Don't talk to me like I said anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going against it. I mean, y'all both make a valid point. I just view it as you have people that are desensitized, that sit in these positions, that's been around the sport for a length of period of time. They're very knowledgeable. And the ones that's been around it, and if they see, you know, devalue it. When you got Jessica's saying, no, it's a banned substance for a reason. It's on the list for a reason. Regardless of what you say, it's on the list for a reason. He said, "Trust me, bro. Serena's trash. You can literally go online and buy it." Yeah, I know all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tried 2 cycles and I was better off with no real improvement, just workout. Everybody's different. Things that work for others might. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But you know how people, they say they took something and it didn't work for them. Yeah, in the fitness community, I would tell you, not every supplement works the same for everybody. There's some people who take more than what they're supposed to. There's some people that don't take enough. Everyone's body reacts different. Just like when creatine hit the market, everybody was taking creatine. It worked out good for some. Some they got big gains, but they didn't quite understand why they was getting the gains. You know, a lot of water retention with that. But they look like, oh man, I'm getting bulky. They got off ostarine and they withered away like a tomato. Pre-workout works better. It's more so if you're trying to cut weight and maintain muscle. Doesn't really work, especially if you're drinking and not taking it serious. Yeah, that, and, combining that alcohol with all that other shit they got out on the market, man, it's just too much. And then some of the stuff they have on the banned substance list is just because they deemed it an enhancement, which is considered not to be something over the counter. It's not over the counter, but just, I mean, people have to understand, just because you can buy this stuff online doesn't make it right to say, okay, I can access it. I don't really have to go to the black market. I can access this. But quantitative wise, through testing, it has been known to have this effect per the testing. So whoever's doing these lists, they saying to themselves, well, in that case, it can give a fighter enhancement, and but just hey, I put it this way: give it a little bit of years, give it about 3 or 4 years, and Osterring won't be on the ban list no. I'm gonna tell you, bro, this is not gonna be on the ban list. Real talk. Just give it a little bit of time, man, because the more and more you know the years go by, man, it's a lot of stuff we beginning to see that's just you shake your head like, what? Seriously? Oh my God. They letting it get away with that. Hold on for a second. Haney fans want Ryan to get life without parole. I think it's only a little bit of Haney puppets that's out here acting like they haven't been around boxing. They claim to be around boxing for years upon years. So if that's the case, regardless of how heavy you support this specific fighter, you shouldn't go up here acting like you knew to incidents like this and believing that this man should get a lifetime ban. You sound stupid. You've heard, what's worse, testing positive for ostarine or a fighter going up here injuring another fighter by foul biting, you know what I'm saying, manipulating their gloves like Gabriel Maestre did and was allowed to go back there and change them, went in there and fought Michael Fox and lost. That to me, when you get caught cheating with your equipment, is worse than freaking ostarine. It's worse than performance enhancing drugs because you're manipulating your equipment. They say gloves are to protect your hands. But if you manipulate that same equipment that's made to protect your hands and allow your hands to be much more of a lethal weapon towards your opponent, that's cheating. Period. That's cheating, goddammit. That's cheating. I'm talking about the last non-dirty sample was in March, right? I can't remember. Well, he had some, the fight was April 20th, and he came up very clear at the test leading up to that. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being the way it is, like he has some clear tests, people. He has some clear tests, and those tests was clear all the way up to that fight. And immediately Ryan said it was a con job, and they was trying to find a way to get him up out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was bad, yo. It was bad. Real talk. It was bad. You know? Let me slide this in here before. My boy Michael Platinum Perry is fighting Jake Paul. He's stepping in for 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Yeah, we pretty much seen this in clear vision. I'm talking about H double triple quadruple D that Mike Tyson can make all the videos he want. But when you start getting into freaking training and man, you're smoking and you're taking all, man, come on, bro. Your body is not the same. But Mike Perry is a legitimate striker. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think Michael Perry, hands down, from what I've seen in bare knuckle fighting, he is a much better striker than Jake Paul. Jake Paul is bringing these guys in here, paying them the most money. It's not like Mike Perry hasn't lost in his professional mixed martial arts career. He sure has. My biggest question is Jake Paul gonna pay him because he got the money to go in there and put Mike Perry on his freaking the green side of his box rec? I like Mike Perry. I do. I like him as a fighter, bro. I know Jake Paul has been paying these fighters to be stiffs, to be mannequins. That's all I'm saying, to be freaking mannequins, bro. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. I gotta bounce. I gotta get up out of here. We should do it again. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for the information, the clarification, everything else. We will wait for the release of the information at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting. But I told you all these results are not going to be what you think. I said they're in the live. I said they're not going to satisfy a lot of people. All them idiots out there talking about a lifetime ban for Ostarine. I mean, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. I think when you cheat and manipulate your equipment, that's when you should be talking about years upon years. But performance enhancing drugs, there's been people that got their ass beat and tested positive at the end of the fight. Just ask TJ Dillashaw. I keep using his name because he tested positive for EPO when he dropped down the flyweight division and challenged Henry Cejudo and was knocked out in the first freaking round. Not only did he lose his belt and Henry Cejudo became 2 weight division champion, but he was suspended for 2 years too. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Appreciate you, Mike, for pulling up, though. Obviously, you've been around the sport for a while. Appreciate your input, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your input, man. Bud Gun Stop Canelo, you already know what it is. Jessica, man, all y'all, thanks for the input. Interacting with the topic as always. PM, you know what I'm saying? Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Toby Bartlett, you know what I'm saying? Haynes Legacy, Stickum Boys Fishing and Sport, Mike, MOS. I'm out. Peace.